Hi everyone, UK Star Wars. Just to do a quick video, a comparison of two custom figures. It's not a normal standard comparison with the Mafex and the SH Figuarts. I've custom both these figs. A couple of guys have reached out on Instagram and asked if I would do a comparison video, just to see the differences between the two figs and also what customs parts I've done to improve the figures, if you will. I'll start with the SH Figuarts. That's obviously the first release. I did insert a neck peg raiser, a custom 3D printed one, just to raise the helmet a little bit, to try and give him a bit better profile. As you can see, the profile is definitely not as good as the Mafex out of the box, but is this a great fig. This SH Figuarts Beskar Mando is a really good fig, but the helmet was undersized, unfortunately. It still looks undersized with the raised part underneath, but yeah, it's better than what it was out of the box. I removed the Figuarts cape because that was really pants. If you've got either of the original Mando or the Beskar Mando Figuarts, you'll understand what I mean. The cape was just dreadful, had no life or anything. This one is a custom soft goods cape from Mythos Boba. Check him out on Instagram. Does a lot of stuff on his Etsy, soft good wise. Really good. It's wired throughout. It's super posable. You can get some really nice flares with the cape and stuff. It's quality as well. It's dual layered, so the quality is there. The thickness, it's not see-through or anything like that. Like I say, it's really easy to fit. Removing the Figuarts cape was the tricky part. Adding this was very simple. And it improves the fig massively, just lifting the helmet and also adding this cape. Any material that you've got, you know, if you want to try and customize it yourself, would be an improvement on the SH Figuarts cape, as long as the colors kind of match. So if you wanted to have a go yourself and add your own soft goods and stuff, if you didn't want to pay for, you know, a third party one from anybody, you could still do that. But in my opinion, the time it takes working with material, it's better to buy them. Soft goods, I don't really do my own soft goods. I just, you know, purchase them or use something that's already in a shape of a cape from another fig maybe. So yeah, it has, like I say, improved the fig, but it was a lot of work to try and get it in the way it is. I've had to remove this off it as well because it just constantly falls off. So frustrating. The Figuarts. The Mafex is great out of the box. Like I say, apart from some of the paint apps not being as sharp as the Figuarts, this is a stunning figure. It's definitely my favourite Mando fig. It just looks superb in a lot of ways. The helmet proportion instantly, as you can see, just looks a million times better. They've nailed it. Mafex normally do, especially with the Boba Fett's and you know, helmeted characters like troopers and things. The original cape for this, which I've replaced, was nice. Good cape, bit see-through, which was the only problem. If this was a little bit thicker and wasn't see-through, I wouldn't have replaced it. I would have weathered this and you know, took some scissors to damage it a little bit, put some holes and some wear and tear on it. But unfortunately, it's really see-through, and if you're taking photographs with the light coming through as well, it makes it even more noticeable. So that had to go. I replaced it with a section of cape from the Hot Toys Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett 40th anniversary edition. You get an alternate look from the original Boba Fett, what he was meant to appear like. And this is the cape from that. It's a brownie colour, which matches Mando's cape colour, thankfully. All I did was cut it to the size that I wanted out of the Hot Toys cape. There's still some excess left over and stuff. I didn't do any weathering. There's some paint weathering added in, and holes and little tears and tatters at the bottom, which is a really nice touch because it's obviously Hot Toys. So I didn't really need to do any weathering or work to it. All I did was cut it to the shape and then glued it into position, tucked it under the armour, and it works really well. You know, I wouldn't recommend using Hot Toys capes for customs and stuff. It's just because I've got multiples of that fig and I've sold some of the parts off and stuff, so I had this spare. So I've used this, and it you know, the quality of it with it being Hot Toys, like I say, is there. I didn't want it too wide. I think sometimes, you know, if you make them too wide, it gets a bit like Batman-y, as I like to call it. His cape in the movie is not really wide at all, especially, you know, down the midsection to the bottom. It's quite a narrow cape, so I think it just looks a little bit better. And also when you're trying to pose them and stuff, and if you want to use a jetpack on the Figuarts and stuff, when you've got a lot of material to try and get around it, it's a bit of a nightmare. Again, that's why I would pay for a wired cape from someone like Mythos Boba, because with the wire being there, you can get it out of the way and basically shape it into place. When it's just material, it's very difficult to maneuver behind jetpacks and stuff. So yeah, that's the main thing about the cape. It was just it was too thin. Again, you could use a third party that you're going to purchase, or you could get some material and do it yourself, or if you wanted to, you could use part of your Hot Toys one. The other thing that I did with this guy, unfortunately, he didn't come with a jetpack, which is a shame, but he did come with a hell of a lot of other accessories, including a really cool little Grogu figure. So I can't complain too much, but I really wanted this guy to have a jetpack. So I took the jetpack from my Figuarts Beskar Mando, and I snipped off the big plug peg on the back that goes onto the back of that Mando, and I sanded it down a little bit. I will be painting this in silver with some chrome paint. I've only just done this before, and I wanted to get the video done, so I'll be painting this and tidying it up. And then I've added a little piece of metal. This is actually being snipped from a part of an X-Acto blade, a little sharp knife blade. It's a really thin metal, but it's really magnetic, obviously, for the strong magnets that I've used. I did use some other type of magnet material, the flexible magnet material, and it wasn't holding, it wasn't strong enough. The cape was making it fall off, so I just inserted a piece of metal and it works a lot better now. In the Mando figure, I drilled some holes to the size of these strong little magnets. They're a couple of mil long, so they're not the very, very thin ones that I could have just glued on the surface, because obviously they can fall off over time. I wanted to actually drill a hole and push them inside with some glue, which totally secures them. It was a little bit scary, obviously, drilling into the back of the figure in case there was any joints or anything going to be hit, but I kind of measured it and gauged where they are, and when I went through, there was nothing being connected or touched or anything, so I was lucky. So these are kind of rough areas of where to drill if you want to try yourself. Like I said, I just popped them in with some super glue. And now I measured the top of the jetpack with the top of the Beskar armor, so it kind of looks flush. And with the beauty of it being a magnet and not a peg, you can position it and get it straight in whichever way you want. And obviously you haven't got the big peg sticking out and the big hole sticking out of this guy's back. So yeah, it doesn't look the best. It's always going to be behind a cape or behind a jetpack, so it's not the end of the world, but that's strong. It's not going to go anywhere. Like I say, you can get the cape round a lot better. And it looks pretty cool. So yeah, the Beskar silver chrome paint matches quite well with the Mafex, so it's not like it's a different color or anything and it doesn't match up. I'm probably going to be doing like a slight dirt wash on this guy and touching up some of the silver paint that is a little bit sloppy, where it just hasn't been completed. And I'm probably adding, like I say, a little dirt wash in all the little grooves and nooks and crannies. Probably the same with this. I'll do a little bit of pitting, a little bit of rust and stuff, maybe just a tiny subtle touch like the Hot Toys. I'll probably use my Hot Toys one as reference, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the only two things that I've done to custom this guy. Give him a different cape, a little bit more wiring, just for posability, and obviously the jetpack. The other thing I wanted to do is show these two blasters together. The pulse rifles, they're both really, really nice renditions, but I just think the Mafex takes it. I haven't customed anything yet with this. I just think the details are a little bit sharper on the Mafex on this one. And the fact it doesn't come apart very easily and stuff is brilliant, to be honest. The Figuarts is just so finicky and just a bit of a nightmare to mess with. But yeah, I'll probably be touching up some of the paints on the Mafex one, but the details are definitely a bit better. And the way you actually connect and attach the Mafex one to the Mafex figure is definitely improvement on the Figuarts. It's not perfect. It is a bit of a pain. You have to basically stick a rubber part into these little holes here, and then it attaches over his shoulder as it normally does. But trying to push a softer piece of plastic into this tough plastic hole, it doesn't really fit. You might have to trim it a little bit, or heat it up before you do it each time, which will be a pain. But yeah, I've been having a bit of an issue with that, but I haven't displayed him with his rifle. If I'm honest, he doesn't really use it a great deal in Season 2 with the Beskar armor. It's mainly his sidearm. So I probably won't be displaying him with this anyway. I'll probably use it obviously in photos and things like that in the future. But yeah, I'll not be attaching it to his outfit or anything for display. But it is a really nice detailed piece. The pink blaster that a few people are talking about, I'm not sure why they did that. You know, it might be, I think I read somewhere that it could be something to do with the lighting and stuff, and when it's being used, it's like an iridescent metal paint or something. But I'm going to leave the pink on there, and I'm just going to dry brush with some gunmetal acrylic paint, and then just let that seal itself. I'm not going to put any sealer on it or anything like that. I'm just going to use some dry brushing effect to get it darker and get rid of some of the pink. I do want some of the pink silver to be there, if I'm honest. I just don't want it to be so much in your face as it is. So I'll just, like I say, tone it down a little bit. But the details are there. It's really good. Again, it's a more detailed and better blaster than the Figuarts one. But like I say, the pink is a bit of a strange choice by Medicom Mafex. The hands as well, I will mention. The hands are really detailed, again, compared to the Figuarts. I think they get the colour of the orangey tan areas of the fingers spot on. The colour's a bit more, you know, realistic to the show. And there's a lot of little wrinkles and creases and seam lines, not plastic mold seam lines, actual material seam lines, what it looks like in the hands. He does come with a lot of hands, the Mafex one. I'm not sure if it's picking it up on the camera. The lighting's not the best in this room. But yeah, the hands are really detailed, which I thought was a nice little touch as well. Just adds another little level of detail, which you appreciate, really. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video and just got some ideas about customizing your figs. To be honest with you, I don't think either of the figures needed customizing. They're both great figures. The only thing that I would say is probably a must is raising the helmet on the Figuarts. Beskar Mando. You could keep the original cape on. You could get away with that. It's, you know, it's not completely terrible, but I would definitely insist on raising the helmet. It just gives the figure a whole new look completely, in my opinion. But yeah, 2 custom figs, both great figures, but the Mafex definitely takes it for me. If you can fix a couple of the issues with the blaster and the cape, you're sorted basically. The jetpack isn't a necessity, but yeah, the cape is what it is. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. But yeah, leave some comments if you can, and let me know what you think. If you've got any ideas or if you've done something different, please let me know. I love obviously finding out you know, what people have been doing, customizing and getting new ideas and stuff. And I'll give credit and mention obviously whoever it is. If you do give me some insights and stuff, I'll appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.